You've probably heard that you should go no contact after a breakup, but does it actually work on avoidance? Each attachment style responds very differently to silence. In this video, I'm going to explain how no contact works with avoidance and whether it actually leads to growth and reconnection or pushes them further away. Hi, I'm Jess. I've helped over 5,000 people find love, and I run a one-to-one coaching program that takes you from anxious to secure so you can feel confident and trust your gut. If you're ready for that transformation, sign up via the link in the description box. So let's first talk about going no contact. This is the idea that you cut off all communication after a breakup to give both people space to heal and gain perspective. And from a get your ex back perspective, it's about giving them space to miss you. In general, I do think that going no contact is a good thing, but you do want to do it for the right reasons. Not to manipulate someone into missing you, but to get grounded again and come back to yourself. After a breakup, especially if you're anxiously attached, your brain literally craves the other person like an addiction. There are physical things going on. Every message, every bit of attention gives you a dopamine hit. And when that disappears, your system goes into withdrawal. And the first few days of withdrawal bring the strongest, say, panic, emptiness, or urge to text. Then it tapers off as dopamine baselines begin to reset. And no contact isn't about feeling instantly better. It's about giving your mind and body time to recalibrate without the constant highs and lows. It helps to give you clarity and reground yourself. And yes, no contact does often give the other person space to miss you if they are going to miss you. Like I said, I generally think it's a good thing, but it also shouldn't be misused. And it's not a substitute for open communication or genuine effort to make things work. Those are the first go-to options. So when no contact is done from a place of security, it's about a reset, not a power play. So when you do no contact with an avoidant, what actually happens for them and how does it differ from someone who is securely attached or anxiously attached? So what happens first is they usually feel a sense of relief. Most likely before no contact, they were feeling a lot of pressure. They would have been fearing things like losing their independence or disappointing you. And maybe they wouldn't have been aware of those fears because sometimes they're buried deep. Most of the time they are actually. So when the contact stops, the tension drops. It's like stepping out of a crowded room and finally being able to breathe again. And there will be painful emotions likely buried under that relief. They're just not accessible right away. So then they distract themselves. They might throw themselves into work, hobbies, maybe dating someone new. And even if they are dating someone new soon after, most of the time it's not about replacing you. It's about avoiding the discomfort that comes up when things get quiet. Avoidants cope through distraction because stillness isn't soothing for them, it's confronting. It brings up the very emotions that they're trying so hard not to feel, things like rejection, loss, and vulnerability. And actually, the ability to sit with your thoughts in comfort is a key indication of secure attachment. There are many other factors too, but that is one of them. But then most avoidants can't just continue to suppress 100% forever. So it starts to catch up with them. And this generally happens in a matter of weeks for fearful avoidance, but it can be months for dismissive avoidance. So they'll still be suppressing their emotions to a degree, but the active fears settle at this point. And that's often when the deeper emotions they've been avoiding start to break through. At this point, they might begin to feel the loss more consciously. They might feel emptiness, regret, or confusion, things that they were too shut down to access before. It's not always immediate, but this is when reflection starts to replace avoidance a little bit. Not usually a lot, but a bit. And they might start missing you, not out of panic, but out of reflection. The space that once felt like freedom can start to feel like loss. And a quick heads up, if you're anxiously attached, this is for you. If you've ever felt like you're giving it your all in love, but somehow you keep sabotaging your relationships without meaning to, I've got something that can help. I've put together a guide that breaks down the 3 biggest mistakes anxiously attached people make that push love away and how to break these cycles so you can finally build the secure relationship you've always wanted. and I'm giving it away for free for a limited time. And honestly, if you're anxiously attached, you can't afford to miss this. These are the exact patterns I've seen destroy relationships over and over again. I've helped over 5,000 people find love. My work has been featured in Forbes, Men's Health, the New York Times, and many more. Click the link in the description box to grab your copy while it's still available. So yes, I was saying about when an avoidant reaches the point where they feel a sense of loss and they start to miss you. When or if they get to this point, usually it's when, they may or may not message you. Whether they do or don't message you isn't just about how much they miss you. It's also about whether they can handle the uncertainty and feelings of exposure that come with reaching out. And if an avoidant does reach out during no contact, and you do want to reconnect with them potentially or definitely, it's best to keep your response warm and grounded. That's the perfect mix. And I know some no contact rules are like, have absolutely zero contact for 21 days, and if they reply, just ignore them or something similar. But that is not the best approach for an avoidant. So yeah, I would reply quickly, somewhat quickly, within a few hours, a day, say, because they will likely be feeling very vulnerable. And if you ignore them or if you take ages to reply, it can reinforce their fear that connection leads to rejection. And yes, like I said, in terms of the tone, the perfect mix is warm but grounded. If you're too cold, it can trigger their fear of rejection. If you're too intense, they can quickly feel overwhelmed. And I don't have an example text here because it really depends on what they message you first. And if they don't reach out to you during no contact, at some point you can message them. I'd suggest giving it a few weeks of no contact, but every situation is unique and there isn't one perfect timeline that fits everyone. And of course, if they have said, please do not contact me, it's important to honor that. That's about respecting them as a human being. And yes, how do avoidants differ from those who are securely attached or anxiously attached? You can think of it like a scale. At first, avoidants avoid and instinctively move away from the other person. They distract themselves so they don't have to sit with their feelings. People who are securely attached acknowledge and accept their emotions without being consumed by them. They will reflect on the situation and they might miss someone, but they won't get completely thrown off balance. And they typically don't feel a huge pull towards or away from the other person. They can hold space for connection and separation at the same time. And those who are anxiously attached often find no contact very, very, very painful. They feel a strong pull to reach out and they instinctively move towards the other person. So yes, ultimately, when it's coming from a healthy place, no contact isn't about punishment or power. It's about a healthy reset for both people. And like I said, I do generally think it's a good thing in most situations. And if you're ready to feel confident, decisive, and secure by healing your anxious attachment, click the link in the description box to apply for my one-to-one coaching program. Thanks for watching.